Good morning, everybody. My name is Sir Jude, and today I'm going to recap our previous lessons in fourth quarter, specifically chemistry topics. All right. So this is in preparation for your upcoming summative test and periodical examination next week. Now, before we start, let's complete our crossword puzzle using the clues below. Let's start first with all the words that will be filled in across. Number one, amount of matter refers to the mass. Number four, the SI unit of volume is liter, symbolized by capital letter L. Number nine, measures the hotness or coldness of a system. This refers to temperature. And number 10, amount of space occupied refers to volume. Now, let's complete using the words that will be written down. Number 2, the phase of matter with the most compact molecules refers to solid. Number 3, the SI unit of pressure pertains to atmosphere. Number 5, the phase of matter that follows the shape of the container is liquid. Number 6, the force exerted on an area is pressure. Number 7, the least dense phase of matter is gas. And number 8, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Now, let's review the three states of matter, solids, liquids, and gases, and compare the definability of their masses and volume. When we say mass again, it refers to the amount of matter present inside a system, while volume refers to the amount of space occupied. For solids, they have definite mass and definite volume. For liquids, they have indefinite mass and definite volume. For gases, they have indefinite mass as well as indefinite volume. Now, the reason why we reviewed the crossword puzzle, the three states of matter, is because in the subsequent lessons, we'll be tackling gases. And first, we have to familiarize ourselves with the properties of gases compiled in the Kinetic Molecular Theory, or KMT, of gases. We have 5 postulates under the KMT of gases. Now, number 1, can you predict where and what direction will gas molecules go? So since gases move freely and they basically go everywhere, so basically we can predict the exact location that they are going to. But what we know is that they're going to move constantly and randomly elsewhere and everywhere. That's our first postulate. Number 2, can you exactly measure their individual mass and volume? Obviously, we can, but that is practically impossible realistically. So that's why the second postulate is they have negligible mass and volume. Now, number 3, do they mix with each other? So no, because they never interact with each other. They just, well, you will find out the answer, specifically number 4, as to why. Number 4, when they collide with each other, do they stick permanently with each other? So the answer here is no. They collide elastically with each other and with the walls of the container. When we say elastic collision, they will bump each other, but then they will separate again after collision. This is the reason why in number 3, they will never interact with each other. Now, number 5, what happens to their kinetic energy and speed when they are heated up? So, when they are heated up, the temperature increases when it's heated, therefore their kinetic energy also increases and their speed becomes faster. When we say kinetic energy, it refers to energy in motion. So once you heat them up, they will move faster because they gain more energy to move. The opposite will be true when they are cooled down. So once you lower the temperature, they will have the energy in motion decreases. Therefore, they will decelerate or they will move slower. Now, the relationship between the kinetic energy and temperature is summarized in the last postulate called the kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. In mathematics, when we say directly proportional, when one variable increases, the other one increases as well. Consequently, when the other variable decreases, the other variable decreases as well. Now, let's determine the behavior of gases applied in each scenario. Number one, perfume aroma diffuses from bottle to everywhere. So remember, once you spray perfume on yourself, you will still able to smell the strong odor or aroma or fragrance of the perfume. And then eventually they will fade out. So the behavior of gas applied in each scenario is the first postulate. They move constantly and randomly. Number two, customers smell food more conveniently when hot than when cold. So we can still smell cold foods, but more often than not, we can smell hot foods from far away. In fact, we can already taste it even though we haven't yet eaten it, right? And because temperature plays a crucial factor in this scenario, then therefore the behavior of gas applied in this scenario is postulate number 5. The average kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. Number 3. The breath exhaled by trumpeters to their trumpets exits to the bell and never gets trapped inside. Right? So the movement or the flow of the gases goes from one end, from the mouth of from where the trumpeter affixes his mouth until the collection of breath exits to the bell. Now, because none of them get stuck inside, then therefore, the behavior of gas applied in this scenario is postulate number 4. They collide elastically with each other and with the walls of the container. The fact that you can still feel the vibrations of the sound inside the trumpet means that there is a collision within the walls of the container. However, they never get permanently trapped inside. That's why they collide elastically and then exit outside the bell of the trumpet. Number 4. Gases of various identities and weights occupy our atmosphere. Collectively, they appear invisible and feel light. So despite the presence of voluminous amounts of gases everywhere and anywhere, no, uh, we cannot we cannot touch them physically, and at the same time, you cannot feel their weight. So they appear as if they do not have any masses or weights as all. And that's why the behavior of gas applied in this scenario is postulate number 2. They have negligible mass and volume. And lastly, we inhale different gases around us, but only oxygen is converted to carbon dioxide by our respiratory and circulatory systems. So remember, we when we inhale, we accept oxygen from plants or basically from everywhere. And then we exhale, we deliver carbon dioxide waste to our environment. So just like some of the gases, they never interact with each other. That's why the behavior of gas applied in this scenario is postulate number 3. They never interact with each other. So let me recap all the postulates of the kinetic molecular theory of gases. Number 1, they move constantly and randomly. Number 2, they have negligible mass and volume. Number 3, they never interact with each other. Number 4, they collide elastically with each other and with the walls of the container. And number 5, the kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. Even if we do not see or we do not feel the weight and mass of the gases, that doesn't mean that they do not perform a significant function in our everyday lives. Any object, living or non-living, matters. That's all for today, and I hope you get to review and refresh on yourself for the upcoming summative test and periodical examination. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.